Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about a rookie that at least when I saw him starting on the depth chart, I was a little bit surprised. We'll also be going over a bunch of other stuff on the depth chart and talking about week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well so you never miss a video. Week 1 is finally here. I guess the games haven't started yet, but it's, gonna have a game on Thursday and then Friday, and then the Commanders will be playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday, I believe 4:25 or 4:05. It's a later game than the Commanders usually play, but they released their week 1 depth chart, and some surprises for sure. Some surprises, some nothing that weren't crazy at all, and that we were expecting. Of course, Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson, Terry, Zach Ertz, Wiley, Cosme, like we were expecting all those, but some of them may be a little bit surprising. So let's get into it. Terry again starting. Brandon Coleman, not really surprising, and the depth chart doesn't mean this is what's going to happen week 1. It just they could be trying to throw off the other team or whatever. They don't want to show too much. And if my voice sounds a little bit weird, still a little bit under the weather. But yeah, Brandon Coleman would love if he started because that means they are really confident in him. Nick Allegretti as the starting left guard. Tyler Biadasz is starting center with Michael Dieter behind him. Sam Cosme, then Wiley. Then you got Zach Ertz, Olamide Zacchaeus. I think it's Olamide Zacchaeus, and then Luke McCaffrey. That's like the kind of surprising one, considering that he was working with like the 2s and 3s during most of training camp and the preseason. For him to be listed over Dyami Brown, that's big to me at least. And then you got Jaden and Brian Robinson, not surprising at all. The backups, Eckler, who for all intensive purposes, he's basically a starter. Just he's not getting that starting, label or whatever, but he's going to get carries. He's going to be on the field a lot with Brian Robinson. There'll be a lot of time. I mean, maybe not a lot, but, there'll be definitely at least a few times a game that they'll both be in the backfield together. Maybe sometimes Brian Robinson will be blocking, for Austin Eckler, or they'll just both be there. One will be blocking. Maybe one will go out for a pass. They both are pretty good at pass catching, in my opinion. I think Robinson's a sleeper in terms of his pass catching ability. I think honestly he's a solid fantasy player to have. I think you can get him for some good value, especially with the way this offense is going to be. Jaden Daniels, he is going to make things easier on the running backs, I believe. But yeah, going back to Luke McCaffrey, I was not expecting this. And to have Dyami Brown as the backup when we all thought he was going to be, wide receiver 2 is surprising. You got Noah Brown as the 2 as well, or wide receiver, or backup wide receiver 2, I guess, or the second string receiver, whatever you want to call it. Then you got Lucas, Chris Paul, Michael Dieter, Chris Paul again, Trent Scott. Then you got John Bates as the backup over Ben Sinnott, and then Colson Yankoff listed twice on the depth chart. And then Crowder as a backup, Mariota, Eckler. Nothing crazy there besides the Dyami Brown, Luke McCaffrey thing. And then Zacchaeus, you expect him to be there just because he's a slot guy, and he's probably their best slot guy. But Terry also, Terry's mainly an outside guy, but he can play on the slot as well. But yeah, definitely interesting to see Luke McCaffrey there in the slot. Or not in the slot, but as a starter. And hey, maybe they feel way better about him than we do, or they just want to kind of hide him during the preseason and camp. Because, we did see some big plays out of him in the preseason. Like, he was making catches and showing that he does belong in this league. And this is what Dre said. I might be tripping, probably am, but something tells me they've been hiding Luke McCaffrey in the preseason, almost like not wanting anyone to think he's going to play a big role in the offense this year. Take it how you will. And that's kind of how I saw it. Like, when we first drafted Luke McCaffrey, I was really excited about it. I thought it was a very good pick. And then the camp starts and you're not really hearing much about him. And then when things started to change for me, not in like a great way, is that I went to camp and I saw him working with the 3s, and I'm like, all right, he's working with the 3s, and then the preseason rolls around and he's working with the 3s, maybe with the 2s, but mostly with the 3s. Then I'm like, okay, I don't think he's going to have a huge year. Not that I felt differently about him in terms of his future, because I still really liked him, but I was like, all right, maybe this guy's going to take a little bit longer, and still could, but having him as listed as a starter in his rookie year as a third round pick, like, that's saying a lot. And it's not like they have studs behind him, but they got Noah Brown there. They got De'Ami Brown. They got Jamison Crowder, guys that have been in the league for a while. And De'Ami Brown, I think it honestly, it's just going to be a committee for a while until someone steps up. Like, Terry's going to be the number one guy. After that, it's going to be like all these guys are going to get PT. Maybe one of them will be inactive, but Zacchaeus is going to get run. And he probably has the biggest leash, I would say, out of any of the other guys in terms of sticking in that starting lineup at receiver. But you got Zacchaeus, you got Luke McCaffrey, you got De'Ami Brown, Noah Brown, Jameson Crowder, even Byron Pringle. You can throw him in there. If he steps up, like, they could play him over De'Ami or any of these guys, like, really, if that's the case. I think De'Ami, though, is still probably number 2 receiver. But, maybe this depth chart changes that. I don't know. The depth chart doesn't mean a ton, though. Just keep that in mind. But definitely interesting to see that, because they did have De'Ami in the starting depth chart at first, or in the other depth chart he was starting, and now he's not. That's kind of it on the offense. Going to the defense, Clone Farrell and Dorrance Armstrong starting ends. You got Jamin Davis as a backup, and you got Javonte Jean-Baptiste as a backup. Then as a D tackles, you got Deron Payne, John Allen, Johnny Newton, and Fedarian Mathis as the backup D tackles. And then you got Dante Fowler as well in there, listed as a starter, but, outside linebacker. I guess when they do have that personnel in the field, he'll get, he'll be on the field there with these guys, but he's not going to probably be a starter. We'll see, though. And then you got Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Mike Sanderstill, Benjamin St. Juste, Forbes, Jeremy Chin, and Quan Martin. That's what they have as the starters. Nothing surprising there. And then the backups, they got Jeremy Reeves at free safety. Interesting. Usually he's a strong safety. Derek Forrest as the backup strong safety over Tyler Owens. And then, Percy Butler as a third string free safety. And then Tyler Owens also as a free safety as well. So free safety and strong safety. Shows versatility. And then you got, Michael Davis as backup corner to 2 different spots. And then you got Noah Igbenogany, I think that was solid, as one of the backup corners, I guess, at slot, if that's where Mike Sanders still is. Dom Hampton as a backup linebacker on 2 spots. You see the rest. So nothing crazy returner-wise. The kick returners, Byron Pringle and Zacchaeus. And then punt returner, you got Crowder as a main guy. And then Zacchaeus as the backup. And then punter, obviously Tress Way, Cade York as a kicker, and Tyler Ott as the long snapper. So that is the depth chart. I'd say the biggest surprise, again, is the Luke McCaffrey thing. Him in the starting lineup as a rookie. Very big news there. And if he actually is in the starting lineup week 1 and is getting the most, let's say, second or third most playing time out of the receivers, I would say that's huge. And we'll see what he does with that PT. He did have some big catches for sure in the preseason games that he did play. The first 2 had, I think 2 20-plus yard catches, or at least a 20-plus yard catch and a 15-yard catch. He did show some things. So excited to see what he can do. Obviously excited to see what Jaden can do. Brandon Coleman as well, and then Ben Sennett, the rookie class. Very excited to see what these guys can do. But I think that's going to do it for today's video. Tomorrow, not sure what I'm going to do. We'll do some injury report videos for you guys today, or this week, and preview video. And besides that, we'll see. But I'm excited for this week. And did a fantasy draft. Let me know. Let me see. Let me know what you guys think about it right here. 12-team league. Not loving it, but not hating it. Tight end spot isn't great, but we'll make it work. And Hawkinson, when he comes back, we'll make it work for sure. But if you guys stuck around till the end, go ahead and comment down below. We'll go Colt Brennan. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.